Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about how happiness is not very good for the world's economy, but it is great for your personal economy. There's a quote from an author named Matt Haig in his book Reasons to Stay Alive that starts like this. The world is increasingly designed to depress us. Happiness isn't very good for the economy. If we were happy with what we had, why would we need more? How do you sell an anti-aging moisturizer? You make someone worry about aging. And he goes on and talks about a bunch of different things. Now, I haven't read this book, but somebody mentioned this quote to me. I thought it was very good, and it stood out because there's so much truth to it. Look at what the world produces. From the movies to the media, including social media, the news, it is all designed to keep you not happy, and maybe not depressed either, but just apathetic. Not really pushing for enough. Not really moving forward, not really willing to do more. And there's so many industries that depend on people being apathetic and being lazy and being semi-depressed. The fast food industry, if you were happy with yourself, think about this. If you were happy with yourself, would you go out to some fast food restaurant and eat a bunch of garbage? No, you wouldn't want to treat your body that way. Many people treat their vehicles better than they treat their bodies. They only put the best fuel. They get all the maintenance they're supposed to do. They treat it very well. But their own body they treat like garbage. And yet it's the temple of God. And you can let your car go, but you let your body go? God doesn't give you a pat on the back for that. Oh, great job gaining 100 pounds. It says the person who defiles the temple of God, him God will destroy. That's very powerful, my friend. But the world teaches us. The world teaches this kind of mediocrity, this kind of semi-depressed mentality. Everything's apathetic. Everything's mediocre. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just go home and watch some news. Just go home and watch some news or binge watch some new television series. Everything will be all right. You get your little dopamine rush. And sure, you didn't accomplish anything, but you're doing what everybody else is doing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's one of the things that quote goes on to say. It says, how do you get them to watch a TV show? By making them worry about missing out. That's so true. People are going and watching television shows and things they would never watch otherwise because somebody else is talking about it at work. And they want to fit in. They want to talk about the same things. Listen, when you're walking with Jesus, you don't need to be that person trying to fit in with everybody else. You're not going to fit in. And if you are fitting in, something is seriously wrong. The world and the professing Christians and the worldly people in the church, they blaspheme Jesus just as much as the Pharisees and scribes did. It was the scribes and Pharisees that said Jesus was a wine bibber. He wasn't, of course. They said he was a friend of sinners and publicans. He wasn't. Now, I know you hear that, and that goes against everything you've been taught. You've been taught that Jesus is hanging around prostitutes and drunks and druggies and whatever. That's not the case. He said very clearly what he was doing. So I'm not come to save the righteous. Those that are not sick don't need a physician. But the world confused that. And that's the way the world confuses everything. It'll teach you to be apathetic. It'll teach you that happiness doesn't really matter. Or the only way you're going to really be happy is in this thing over here. Watching this television program. Eating some fast food. Eating some junk food. Oh, you got to go to the doctor and get some medication. Then you'll be happy. All these industries are intertwined in keeping you depressed, so to speak, because their funding and their financial returns depend on it. So I'm trying to encourage you to rise up out of that. If you fall into this trap of being like the world, of, oh, I'm going to go home and relax and watch some TV. I'm going to go home and watch some videos. I'm going to play some video games. Just all this stuff is apathetic. Why don't you go home after a long day of work and exercise or paint or write or read or do something productive? And yet for most people, that's not what they're doing. But why? Because the world and its economy is very dependent on you not being happy. When you fall into that trap of being like everybody else, of just being average, just being enough, you get the results of that trap, which is mediocrity, which is never feeling like you have enough. People talk about the rich in a negative light because that's what the world tries to teach them. And it's very interesting because I'll make this point real quick. Have you ever wondered why people in Hollywood who are worth millions of dollars, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars, are making all these movies and always presenting rich people as in this negative light as some dastardly evil person that's just stomping over the poor, even though they are those rich people? And there's a very simple reason, is because many of those people keep pushing this kind of nonsense because they don't want any competition. It's the same thing you see in the business world. There are people who are worth billions of dollars and they give interviews and they tell you the most inane, boring, useless information ever. Well, just do what you love. Because they know what most people love to do has been taught to them by the world. And so what they're going to do is nothing. They're going to do the same usual apathetic stuff of getting fat, sitting around watching entertainment all day, and getting nothing accomplished. Because that's what they love, or at least what they think they love. But the truth is they don't really love that. They've just been taught that that's the only thing they can really do. And that is the best thing to do. That's what you really do if you get anywhere in life. You want to sit around and watch TV. You want to play video games. You want to do nothing. That's what life's to be lived for, to be relaxed, to be entertained. But my friend, if you want your personal economy to do well, you have to be that happy person. How do you do that? By choosing it first. Happiness is not something that just falls upon you from the heavens. It is a choice you make each day. Now listen, there are so many things you can do during the day to ensure that you stay in a happy position, that high vibrational state of happiness. But it's a choice you make. When you go to bed, what are you doing? Many people are reading emails or fretting over the day's events that didn't go their way. Or some people literally watch the news until they go to sleep. Imagine filling your heart and mind with that garbage. You shouldn't fill your heart and mind with the news media's garbage any time of the day, but especially of all times of the day, not right before you go to sleep. Because then you're going to wake up in that low vibrational state you went to sleep in, maybe even worse, because you've given your mind a bunch of garbage to ruminate over while you slept, and you wonder why your next day is not very good. And you start the day, what do? You go check social media, you read something negative. You check the news. You check some emails and get this bad thing, this problem with this client or whatever. You got to get out of that trap. You choose to be happy. You choose to put in your heart good, pure, holy things. You choose to only think about those things that are lovely and of good report. You do these things consistently enough, you start to become that happy person. The happy person who can't be ruled by the world. The happy person that's not apathetic. The happy person who's not mediocre, but that happy person who is becoming success. And each and every day, they are one step closer to that greater success that they deserve. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.